So, hi Loïc, welcome over here at Salim Habib University. How do you see the future of education in the presence of AI? What opportunities are there and what are the threats?
So our industry hasn't changed in years. If you actually look at it, lighting systems 100 years ago were candles. Now in these beautiful buildings, we have intelligent lighting systems, LEDs. Personal transportation 150 years ago was a horse. Now we have these self-driving autonomous cars. What did the classroom look like 100 years ago? Pretty much like today. And this is one of the really big aspect. It is not a hardware issue. It's not a hardware issue. All our students have phones, have computers. So it's a software issue. How are we better able to tailor education, learning how to learn to individual students? And I think that's the future of education is how do we actually use AI software to actually really understand what people need to know, how people learn, and how do we tailor those aspects towards mass education, individualized mass education.
So, there is a problem with AI about trust and its ability to. How do we differentiate between whether AI is telling the truth or falsehood?
So again, it's a little bit like most tools. If we just gave a hammer to a child, that hammer is going to be extremely destructive. The child doesn't know how to use the hammer. If we gave a gun to someone that has not been trained to use a gun, this gun could be extremely disruptive, despite the fact that the person holding it might have the best intent. So the idea is that we really have to teach people how to use AI. And it's not doing a Google search. A Google search gives you links. If you think that AI is going to give you an answer, no, AI is giving you a feedback on your way of reasoning. And that's the way to use AI.
Typically, tools like knife or a gun, they are tools which do not change the person using it. The problem with social media and AI is that it actually changes our sociology, our psychology, our behaviors. And that's where the linkage with AI as a tool breaks.
Professor Said, you are going into one of my big passions, which is power also destroys people, disrupts people. So what you were doing as a child, what you were doing as a young professional, and suddenly you become in charge, your behavior changes too. So power is a tool that we also have to teach leaders how to use. So you're right. We need to change it. Technology, AI could change people. Therefore, we have to educate them on how that could change them and making sure that they keep on the guided path, the enlightened path, and not use that tool and be guided by the tool to bad outcomes.
Because that becomes the real challenge of today is to educate the people to actually change the technology rather than get changed by it.
I think that you're exactly right. It is not about teaching people, it's about educating people. It's not about teaching them a skill, it's about educating them on how to learn and making sure that everybody is really focused on what is the end objective? What is that North Star? How does my personal morals happen within that? How am I building stuff for society? Because if I build stuff for society, I'm valuable for society and I will get paid, and that's good value creation, right? So the aspect is really, I think, more and more that moral compass. That moral compass is really important.
So therefore, now we are moving from artificiality, the artificial intelligence, to the natural intelligence where morality, truth and falsehood and our empathy counts more than just the knowledge and its automatic use.
I think that's exactly right. And then as we start getting, AI that will start having sentiments, AI that will have started guiding principles, how do we make sure, just like our teams, just like our employees, just like our children, how do we make sure that we inculcate in these AI tools that path, that enlightened path towards what we want to achieve as a society?
Okay, thank you. I think it's a good perspective of how we need to cope with the challenges of the AI, and especially the tendency of AI to actually blackmail, lie, cheat. That is also, and it can be used for nefarious purposes.
As power, power can be used to blackmail, cheat, and nefarious purposes. And that's, I think, where we, I think, are both aligned, is that at the end, we are trying to develop responsible leaders, enlightened leaders.
And that's the task of that university.
That's the task of your university. That's the task of every educator.
Every educate. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks a lot.
Thank you for hosting me.